Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about file and storage services, which is located here. I already have it partially installed. If we go to this file and storage services, we can check our shares. Well, I have Windows Server Update Services installed, so I already have some SMB shares related to this, but today we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into this. Let's say we wanted to create a storage share that is going to be shared through all of your workstations in the domain or in your network. How to do that and how you can create that kind of share. What kind of policies you can apply to this kind of share and how they look. Okay, so maybe I'm just gonna start both of those just for now. And for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to use my other server, which also has some default shares already. So, first of all, what we need to do is we need to, of course, add roles and features. And we're going to add, we already have files and storage services pre-installed, 2 of 12 installed, so we have to expand this. I'm going to expand it here. What we are going to install, because we already have a file server installed. Of course, if you don't have this feature installed, what you need to do is you need to take this on and install a file server. And we have storage services also installed as well. So what I'm going to install this feature, File Server Resource Manager, which helps you manage and understand the files and folders on a file server by scheduling file management tasks and storage reports, classifying files and folders, configuring folder quotas, and defining file screening policies. I'm going to talk about quotas and file screening. And the second thing that we're going to install is File Server VSS Agent Service, which enables you to perform a volume shadow copies of applications that store data files on this file server. So we're going to install both of those features. So now let's take a look. Let's see. File Server Management. So what are the best practices? So first of all, maintain strict permission policy. Second of all, establish a regular backup strategy. 3. Implement a file recovery strategy early. Okay, group your files wisely. Conduct regular audits of the entire server. Just like a few tips. It's gonna be installed in a moment. Let's check what else can we actually find. Oh, there we go. So run a scan to maintain a Windows server, file server, and best practices. You should periodically run the best practicer analyzer on your Windows file server, the tool which has been part of the OS since Windows Server 2008. Compares your file server's configuration against Microsoft established best practices. Okay, so we'll check that up as well. Consider the required version of SMB. Consider which version of SMB needs to run on the Windows file server. There are 3 different versions of SMB protocol, but most organizations won't need to run all 3 versions. If possible, use a resilient file system. Many organizations have historically avoided the resilient file system in favor of NTFS, anti-file system, and for good reason. The RAFS was developed for data resiliency, but the 1.01 version released with Windows Server was extremely limited in its capabilities compared to NTFS. Use distributed file system in large organizations. Okay, let's check. Okay, so all of this is done. So now we could expand our administrative tools and let's look for the file server resource manager. We're gonna open the file location, copy this shortcut here, and now we can proceed with opening the file with server resource manager. Okay, so this is our manager. In order to actually have anything to use in the manager, we will have to go to our file and storage services, shares, and of course we need to create a new share. So you can choose, as you can see, from SMB shares and NFS shares. So SMB shares, so the first option is a quick option. It's like it says here, suitable for general file sharing. Advanced options can be configured later by using the properties dialog. For the advanced, set the folder owner for access denied assistance, enable quotas, SMB share application. This profile creates an SMB file share with settings appropriate for Hyper-V, certain databases and other server applications. And then we have the NFS share, quick, of course. So this is typically used to share files with Unix-based computers, so Linux-based computers. The same goes here. So I think we're gonna choose the advanced option, since we can configure quotas here. Of course, I'm gonna use this volume because I don't have any other. We're gonna type the custom path. So we of course need to create a new folder that is gonna be called, in my case, it's gonna be called share. And we're gonna select this folder. So folder name, local path to the share, remote path to the share. This is important, so you should copy this and remember. And next, we're gonna enable access-based enumeration, allow caching of share as well, and we're not gonna encrypt data access. So then we're gonna go to customize our permissions. We're gonna disinherit everything, and we're gonna remove the two users from here. Next, we're gonna go here to change, advanced, find now, and I'm gonna look for domain users. Domain users. Okay. So we got that done. Domain users. I'm gonna see. Okay, fine. Let's go add. Select a principal. Let's find the domain users here. Domain users. There we go. I'm gonna choose allow. Option applies to the folder, so the folder share folder and all the subfolders and files in this folder. Show advanced permissions, and here basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create folders and append the data here for the users. So that's the kind of permissions that they are gonna have. Gonna click OK, then apply. OK. So we got domain users here. Everything is fine. Okay. Gonna do next. Next again. We're not gonna apply any quotas right now. We're gonna create the share. Okay, so this is our share. So now we can close this down. Of course, we can open our file server resource manager. And from here, we can go to quota management. What is quota management? You can actually take this quota management as a policy. You can create different kind of policies regarding your share right now, because if I wanted to, let's say I wanted to add the network location, and of course I would like to add my share network location. At the moment it looks like this. Of course, this is the folder, right? I can go to properties. Nothing has been actually set to this share. But the quotas are, like I said, the policies that you can actually apply to this folder. And there are prepared templates that you can use, so quota templates. They are pre-made. So if we go to quota templates, as you can see, there are pre-made quota templates. So this folder can be 10 gigs, 100 megs, 2 gigs limit. So basically you're setting the limit of this folder with those templates. Okay. Of course you got different kind of templates here. So you can monitor 3 terabyte volume usage, 5 terabyte, 500 megabytes, 5 gigs limit. Of course we can go to quotas. We can create a new quota path. So here we can actually choose our share folder, create quota on this path, so in this folder, and derive properties from quota templates. So basically if we choose this option, creating our new quota, some properties are going to be pulled from the template. So in this case, the template that says that our folder needs to be only 100 megs. You can of course choose how much we want. So let's see, I'm gonna change this to 100 meg limit and the reports to user. Or we can define custom quota properties here. Custom properties. You can change the limit yourself. So let's say this one, right? You can change the limit here as well to 200 megabytes. You can use hard quota. Do not allow users to exceed the limit. So this limit won't be exceeded. Or you can use soft quota, which allows users to exceed the limit. And it's used for monitoring. So if you choose the option of monitoring, so it's here, let's say monitor 200 gigs volume usage, the soft quota will apply to this kind of policy. If you choose only the limit, let's say this one, with only the reports regarding exceeding the limit, then you can choose the hard quota threshold. So you can probably also okay, right, because you can usually also set the thresholds, but I'm just gonna choose here the first option, derive properties from the quota template, this one, and we're gonna create it, and there we go. So this is our memory limit for this share, it's 200 megabytes. If I go here to edit quota properties, I can always check how the quota actually looks, so how the policy looks inside. So here is our limit, it's of course hard quota, so it won't allow anything over 200 megs. And when the limit of this folder is being exceeded, you get 3 warnings. That's why it's called limit report, because you get 3 reports when the limit is reached to 85%, when it's reached to 95%, and when 100% of the storage is being taken. So you get 3 reports in this setting. Okay, so this is how quotas look like. You can here create a quota, and here you can create a quota template, right? That is gonna be stored here. So to be honest, not many options here to choose from. Template name, description, your own limit. Of course, you choose soft or hard quota, thresholds if you want to set the thresholds like they have been set in the report, right? The reports, because they are usually those limits are set for reports that appear and at a certain moment. Okay, so let's just check, because basically this share, let's copy this, and I'm gonna just delete this share, and now I'm gonna just add a network drive again. Okay, and finish and open. Okay, let's see any properties here. Nothing. Okay, so probably if I would scratch this and use map a network drive, and then I would map it to a certain point, then you're gonna have a different kind of view. As you can see, we got 200 megs on this share, so everything is fine. It's configured like it should be, so the quota works. So this should be the limit of this disk. So I would need to produce some kind of file that exceeds 200 megs. I will check maybe on my other server. I got something that I can actually choose. Well, let's check. This has 4 megs and this probably has 600. Okay, so we can check this. So I'm just gonna map a network drive again. Okay, so here we have our share on a different server, and now we're gonna try to copy this into the into the share. As you can see, so it already says that there is not enough space, because it's only that much space. So let's copy the other one. This one only has like 4 megabytes. So no problem here, as you can see. We can delete it, we can copy it. So of course, if I went back to the original setting and I would change this, let's say I wanted to change this to 2 gigs of limit. Of course, here we need to change the gigabytes then, or maybe I will just delete this quota and I will just create a new one, browsing, choosing of course the share folder, and then I'm gonna set the limit to 2 gigs, and there we go. This is my quota properties for this. It's again hard quota, so it won't allow over 2 gigs. And what I'm gonna do right now, let's refresh everything, and as you can see it changed, the share changed to 2 gigs. So now if I go to the other server, let's refresh, I got 2 gigs. We can of course copy everything here, because this has 600 megabytes. So no problem here. We have extended the amount of this drive for this share. And of course I can now go to the other server and I can take it out if I want to. So this is basically sharing and using quotas, so those policies. Now let's go to file screening. What is file screening? Well, actually file screening is just another type of policy. Just we can look at it as a firewall. Here you have policies that set the limits, the amounts that are requested by you, and here you set the policies of denial. So any denial policies are set here in file screening. So basically, if we go to the templates, let's check the templates. As you can see, everything here is about blocking. So block audio and video files, block email files, executable files, so exe files, image files, and so on and so on. So basically, this is just basic blocking policies. You can create your own templates. Event log, okay. So I'm gonna refresh everything. Maybe I'm just gonna close it down, open it once again. Okay, so if we take a look on a file screen, let's just create file screen, right? Just browse again, basically the same steps. Okay, and what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna block audio and video files. Okay, so I'm just gonna choose the first option. Let's see what do we actually have in the properties. So okay, so maybe we have some problem in the event logs. Let's check the event log then. The screening mini filter driver was successfully attached to volume and has received file screen and file group definitions from the file server resource manager. Will now be enforced on the volumes and notifications. Okay, so basically this is the event that I created here, right? So we successfully created this screening event. Create a file screen exceptions. So basically in those exceptions, exception path, let's see, share. So okay, so maybe executable files, right? Create, let's see, we can create a whole group even. Let's call it exe. Files to be included. So now, so here you can include different files in the group. For example, files to be included in the group and files to be excluded from the group. So for here maybe we'll just choose bad file. Okay, you can add it. So basically if you go to executable files and go to edit, you got a lot of different file types here. So basically here everything that is here is gonna be included into the blockage. So if you want to exclude anything from being blocked, you need to put it here. So if you want to, let's say, exclude a bad file, exclude exe file, exclude PS1 files for for PowerShell or Visual Basic scripting, you need to put it here. That's how the policy works. Okay, so I'm gonna cancel this. Let's maybe scratch this one, delete for now, and we're gonna create again file screening. What do we have here? Executable files. Okay, share. Gonna create it. Cannot go like this inside. Okay. Do refresh. We can also check the templates. No, I cannot open it right now. I will maybe try to do a fast restart. Maybe that's gonna help. So it's pretty easy, to be honest. You got policies that you can use for blocking different kind of files in the shared folder. You can block video files, audio files, you can block executables. You can choose what kind of files you want to have. So for example, you can block a majority of the video files so people won't be sharing any video files, or you can block even scripts so nobody's gonna be putting any scripts on the shared folder, or nobody would be able to run any kind of scripts remotely. Sorry. So basically it's pretty easy to set up. Let's open the file server manager. Okay. Quota management, it's fine. Blocks executable files, and we can add it. So I needed just to make a quick restart, because I haven't done any restarts after my server manager actually installed the feature. So it's better to always make a restart after that. Okay, I'm just gonna check if everything's fine. Just need to enable it once again so it recognizes the domain. Okay, so as you can see, we are now in the editing of this template. So we got block executable files. All right, we can edit this. So these are the files that are gonna be blocked. So I'm just gonna exclude from here. Let's remove bad file. I'm gonna put here the bad file. And okay, yes. So now let's make a little test. I'm just gonna create let's check file extensions. Now we're gonna rename this script, and I'm gonna change this as well to a bat. There we go. Let's add it. Okay. And we will need an exe file. So maybe I'll just pull down something from the internet. Maybe some kind of we'll see, or maybe like the, let's say, maybe WinRAR. Gonna take it. The most known stuff. Download this. Yeah. No, we don't have an exe file, just for the purpose of showing. Okay, let's also check our share. So it's here. We can open it. And let's check first with the script. So we got the script here. We can just pull it here. As you can see, you can put the script inside without any problem. You can probably run the script as well. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna go to WinRAR and we're gonna copy it to our share. And as you can see, the policy works. The permissions are not granted for you to do that kind of stuff. So the blockage policy works like it should. I can edit it and of course exclude from here the exe files. So I'm gonna remove it from here. I'm gonna add it here again. Add. Okay. Okay. Yes. Then I'm gonna refresh everything here. Go again. Downloads. Let's cut it out and paste it in. And there we go. Everything works. So this is, like I said, very basic stuff. So basically quotas, really easy to maintain and create quota templates as well. The same goes for file screening, so the policies regarding blockages. If you want to actually use some kind of image, let's say you want to block some images, maybe emails, maybe so audio and video files. So it's up to you what kind of stuff you would like to block in this particular share that you are using. Okay, what do we have here? We got here, of course, storage report management. We can schedule a new report task, or we can generate a report now. We can choose in what kind of format the report is going to be, and let's say we want it in HTML. So folders by property, large files, file screening audit, edit parameters, scope, user files, delivery. We're not gonna send any emails to any accounts here, right? So what do we have here? Okay. So maybe schedule a new task report. Let's see what we can do here. Report name. So we could just can choose some kind of report. Let's say HTML, scopes, user files. Okay, let's say it's gonna be, you can even check when it's gonna be. It's weekly, monthly, or in a certain day of the week. Let's say Monday. And okay, so then actually last result success. So I have created a schedule and scheduled a report that was actually successful. You can edit the report task. Properties here. Okay. Right, let's view, customize. Oh, nothing here, I guess. Okay, so basically this is how reporting works. You can generate a report or schedule some reports being done. We have here classification management as well. Let's see classification properties. When we have access denied, assistance message, folder owner, email message, folder usage. Let's say folder usage. We can create a local property as well. Set folder management properties, access denied, assistance message. Yeah. So we can choose from those options that are here. Classification rules, create classification rule, configure classification rules, file screen audit, access denied assistance. Quite a lot of different options here as well. Can be configured. File management tasks. Let's see what kind of tasks we have. Task name, of course, scope, action. So let's see, maybe let's call it test task. You can choose a scope, so user files, the action, file expiration. Okay, notification, no, thanks. Report, what does it say? Right, and TFS. So let's choose the shared folder because it was looking for it, couldn't find it. Notifications. We're not going to add any notifications. We can send a notification into the event log. Not going to run any scripts as well. Reports. So we got log file, error log file, audit log file, HTML. Condition, add. Property, nothing here, okay. And of course the schedule. We can set the schedule here. So let's say we're gonna choose Sunday. And here is our task. We can run the file management task, disable the task, or edit, of course, the task. So to be honest, file server resource manager, really easy. You can read more about file management tasks, how to create those tasks, what kind of options you can actually choose from here, because I didn't talk much about all of the options here, but you can find quite a lot of information on the internet about it. It's really easy, nothing special here. The same goes for classification rules. Of course, the reports are very easy and basic as well to set up if you want some kind of reports about a different kind of things, because there is like a big report about everything here, almost everything apart from some files by property and the folder by property. Other things are included and it's in HTML. So like I said, file screening, so blockage policies and quotas, so organizational policies regarding how big your shared folder can be. Okay, so I think this will conclude the file server resource manager tutorial. If you would like to have like additional shortcut, of course, that you can actually put on your desktop, you can easily create it in the domain using GPOs. So just for a quick lookup, you just need to check which one was it. So it was here, and we have group policy management. If you go to group policy management, we can create one called, let's say, shortcut to share, right? And then we can, of course, edit the policy, and we can go to policies here, or maybe preferences. I don't remember, I need to check. It's preferences and then shortcuts, and then we have a new shortcut, of course, and we can create a shortcut here, right? So specific file object, sorry, and it's gonna be created all users start menu, and the name of the shortcut can be just share. Target path, icon file, can choose an icon file as well, and the target path. The target path should be actually desktop. Yeah, apply, okay, it's activated, and then you just need to link this to users, because it was created, the GPO was created for users, so we need to link it to users. So my DDR users in this case, I would just link an existing GPO and choose, of course, the shortcut to share. And then after refreshing all the GPOs, you should have a shortcut everywhere on all of the workstations. Thanks to that, you can reach your share very easily. Of course, you can also set permissions to those shares when you create it for the first time, or if you didn't, you can always go back here to the shares where you have your share, and you can always go here to either configure a quota or go to properties of the share, and you can change different permissions to the share. So you can customize permissions, and you can actually change what users are able to go into the share and what users or user groups are going to be excluded from this share. Settings. Of course, you can go settings, right management properties as well. Okay. One last thing that I wanted to check. You can also choose stop sharing, right? You can remove quota. You can open the share from here. You can remove quota. There we go. And what do we have here? So we got scan a file system for errors that we can actually do. Scan now, right? Go to volumes overview. So this is basically how it looks like, right? Okay. So I guess the scan is being performed right now. On this C#, and it's done. We can extend the volume. So if you have additional space, you can always extend this volume as well. You can go to properties of the volume, manage drive letters and access paths, right? So we can always choose a drive letter, choose an access path, right? Okay, so I think I will conclude my server manager file and storage services video for today. Like, subscribe the video. I hope it was informative and you're gonna use it in your environment. So if you feel like being a supporter, you can of course go for it. All the necessary links are in the description of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.